Here we're looking at example 7 from our 2-7 set of notes. We're asked to graph this following absolute value function. We notice that we have various information that we need to first find. So let's go ahead and look at the vertex then. We're just going to go ahead and figure out that x value. We're going to set this stuff inside that absolute value equal to 0 because we notice that we have this coefficient in front of x. We have to set this piece equal to 0 and solve for x. So we would just add 8 to both sides, end up with 2x is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2. Looks like x comes out to be 4. So our x value for our vertex is going to be 4. Now, the y value is much nicer. You literally just take this guy just as he is still. So it looks like then our vertex is happening at 4, 6. So 4, 6. For the slopes, all we're going to do is multiply this -3 on the outside of our absolute value times our b right in front of our x variable. So we end up then with -3 times 2 is -6. And then we just have to take the opposite of that. So we get +6. Because again, the v forms two different slopes at two different spots. So for example, there's your positive slope, there's your negative slope. Now looking for the x-intercepts. In other words, where is it crossing this x-axis? Well, if it's crossing this x-axis, our y values aren't going up or down any. They're literally going to be 0. And as a result, we can just say that y is 0. So then we end up with, this is for our x-intercept. Y is equal to -3 times the absolute value of 2x minus 8 plus 6. Subtracting both sides by 6, we end up with -6 is equal to -3 times the absolute value of 2x minus 8. Again, our goal is to isolate that absolute value. So we are going to go ahead and divide -3 on both sides. -3's cancel, leaving us with just that absolute value of 2x minus 8 on the right side. On the left, we have -6 divided by -3. That gives us +2. Now that we have our absolute value being isolated, it's equal to some positive number. That's good. We can find these x-intercepts. We're going to go ahead and do our split. So we end up with 2x minus 8 is equal to +2, and 2x minus 8 is equal to -2. And from here, we're just trying to solve for x for each one. So adding 8 to both sides, we end up with 2x is equal to 10. Dividing both sides by 2, we see that it comes out to be 5. Likewise, over here, we're going to add 8 to both sides. So then we end up with 2x is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2. X comes out to be 3. So it looks like our x-intercepts are occurring at 5, 0, and 3, 0. Again, it's intercepting our x-axis, so it should be a specific point. So 5, 0 is right there, and 3, 0 is right there. Our vertex, we said, was happening at 4, 6. So that would be right there. And with that vertex, we also see that mirror. Now, from our x-intercepts, you can see that they are already mirroring one another. But to get a little bit more of a precise image, let's go ahead and find that y-intercept. So here we had our 3, 0, 5, 0. So to find the y-intercept, we're crossing this axis. So to find our y-intercept, we are crossing this y-axis. In other words, our x variable is not moving left or right any, which is why we're going to go ahead and throw in 0 for x. So when we do that, we end up then with y-intercept. Y is equal to -3 times, should be 2, yep, 2 times 0 minus 8, and then plus 6. Going ahead and simplifying this, we end up then with 2 times 0 is 0 minus 8. We end up with -8 inside of our absolute value. plus 6. Absolute value of negative 8 comes out to be positive 8 plus 6. Negative 3 times 8 gives us negative 24 plus 6, which just comes out to be negative 18. So it looks like our y-intercept is occurring at 0, comma, negative 18. So that would be somewhere way down here. And if we go ahead and connect our points, well, I mean, I'm sorry, if you go ahead and reflect that or mirror that, well, that is 4 away from our mirror, that y-intercept, so you'd have to go, and that's 4 to the left, you'd have to go 4 to the right of that mirror. And so you should see a V doing something. Again, this is not going to be perfectly sketched, because that y-intercept is really negative. Oh, that right side's a little off, but you get that V crossing through those x-intercepts. So again, that is example 7 from our 2-7 set of notes.